Norman medal.
The Norm Smith medal.
Brownlow medal
Is Jimmy Bartell.
Matthew Lloyd.
Friday night, it's Port Adelaide and Hawthorn. Jimmy, can't wait for this. You and I will be over there watching this one, and you've seen something in the way Geelong beat Port that Hawthorn have a lot of similarities.
Well, you want to create a template, don't you? You want to look at some numbers whenever you do your forward scouting. How are we going to beat the opposition? Well, however Hawks played against the Dogs is almost a mirror image of how the Cats beat the Power. It's this uncontested game style. Port throughout the years under Ken Hinkley loved to play the territory game, which means get the ball forward, trap it in. But what the Cats did really well, made the ground really big, handball the ball, kept Port Adelaide really extended, stretched them out lengthways. What the Hawks do really well is they rapidly get to the outside, and you watch the Dogs play. So imagine this is Port Adelaide players. They're going to make a choice. Do you defend these ones, which opens up the middle? If you sit in the corridor, they'll just come around you. So this passage of play is just Hawthorn making the decisions as they go down the ground. They need to do this against Port Adelaide, and you ask them, which one do you want to defend? And you catch out the ones who are lazy in defence. If you don't come across, they'll use those ones in the middle. You come across, it'll open up something to switch back.
And now the midfield battle, like, these are proud men. So they've been hammered all week. And I just think Rosie's got to lift. He's got to be better. He had a disappointing game. Zach Butters, after the week he's had, he's going to be a proud man. Wines is tough. And Jason Hornfront, he won't be starting on the bench this week. He'll be starting on. So I think they're four proud men, Jimmy, and I think that's where it's got to start for them.
So those four proud men are going to run into the four on my side. And Finn McGuinness, we've seen him play on the opposition's, midfielder who can hit the scoreboard. Welcome to Horne-Francis. Connor Nash, who played a lot on the bont in the midfield. Go after Butters. Test him out. It is a final. We are playing a full man's game here. Test him out. Push him under the contest. Butters has a good record against the Hawks. Come meet Connor Nash.
Hawthorn are playing complete footy at the moment. So you look at this stat. So they are averaging in the last 7 weeks 62 entries. They only concede 42. The ball just doesn't go and test out that defence. That's how well they're going. And this is why. So the ball, just talk about repeat entries. So the pressure is that good at the Cold, like Richmond used to do in the heyday with the players buzzing around. The ball comes in, it just keeps going out, and the defence of the opposition can't reset. So it's called the repeat entry. So look at this one. So the Doggies, look, they're just scrapping Massimo D'Ambrosio. He's the winger, he's set up. And then this one's a ripper. So they kick it out, punch it straight back in. Look at the Dogs, how nervous and scrappy they are into Nick Watson. So they're playing great footy.
Yeah, get the defence disorganised. Now, Aliir, he was obviously a focus for the Cats last weekend, and I think the Hawks will do the same, is just keep hitting up on the lead. This is what I don't want to see from Aliir. Look at the amount of space that he's given. The ball's only 30 metres away. Everybody is live. Get the finger in the back, as you call it, Lloydie, and he is capable of it. Look at that. That's on Jeremy Cameron, one of the best in the game. Look at this starting point. Bang, really close, 1 metre, 2 metres apart. I don't want to see this 20 metres drop off because you actually become a liability. The Cats at quarter time and three-quarter time live at the game were constantly saying, hit up on Aliir's man because he wants to sag off. He's much better for Port Adelaide when he's doing this because he's still capable of intercepting the ball. You don't need the 20-metre leg rope.
One Hawk we never talk about is Blake Hardwick, and he's just the giant killer this year. And look at last week, Cody Waitman, 4 disposals, 0 goals. So I think he goes to Willie Rioli, and Rioli's got him out of jail a few times in the home and away footy. So I put it on Georgiades and Marshall. I think Dixon doesn't play. Marshall comes in. So can they stand up? They're talented players, these two, but are they good enough? So I'm showing contested marks here, Jimmy, and they didn't have that many I could choose from this year. So I'm putting on them to say, are you just nice footballers, or can you actually stand up for your club and help out in the big final?
No, it's a great point, Lloydie. We know how good they are on the move, but in a final, and the way Port Adelaide should be playing the game, in tough, scrap, there's going to be these quick kicks forward. Need you to get your hands on a few of them, or at least give a nice little drop for the small forwards.
I'm confident on the Hawks, are you?
Yeah, I'm going hawk ball.
Yeah, the second game, obviously, this will be a ripper too. The Giants and the Brisbane Lions, they've had some good clashes, but the Giants have come out on top in the first two. But the Giants lost big moments. They lost key moments. These are the moments that would keep the Giants and Adam Kingsley awake at night. So this is one of them. We've just frozen. We're not even going to show the goals because we've all seen them a lot, but you go to the next one, Jimmy.
Yeah, so Lockie Ash just drive through, but a looping handball, and look at the payoff. And this is what hurt them, and we've touched on this all year with the Giants. It's attention to detail. Again, Ash, just drive your legs through. This one, Himmelberg loses his feet here. And, of course, great work by Jordan keeping in. It's a magnificent kick, but just near you, Whitfield just cuts off the wrong lead.
Here it is.
And this is Eddie's favourite. I think he thought Sam Taylor was coming front and square, but punched that ball into Manly or some suburb far, far away. Again, here's another one, 2v1. Great contest here from Nick Blakey. But you just got to win those 2v1s. A lot of communication, and the Swans made them pay. Perryman kept the ball in front. Not sure what line Sam Taylor's taking here. And Amadi, who had a quiet night, but it had his moment.
Yeah, they won all the big moments. Just on Brisbane, I thought they played some exceptional football. So a lot of it was made about how poor Carlton were. But this is exquisite ball movement. That's how good they can be. That's why they were up 60-0 in this game of football against the Blues. So that's how good it is. But we want to show what the Giants do, Ralph. So this is the first 20 seconds of the game. This is what finals football is. The Giants' pressure was extreme, and they were awesome for 3 quarters.
This is their tsunami. We highlighted what we wanted to see from them. Multiple efforts from players, keep coming back to the ball. You want to create doubt in the opposition. Melican was out there, but because of the pressure, allows Peatling, Jones, even Cadman, the big fella, getting involved. That's what you love to see from key forwards. Everyone's involved, everyone's live.
Jimmy, you didn't like something, though, with the Giants. You were sitting in the stands and some easy outlets that you didn't like.
Yeah, so while your teammates are creating all this pressure, so this is fantastic. That's McMullen there, great tackle. But look at this by Cal Ward, who was fantastic, but that's 20 metres off. You've got them dead on the goal line. You have to cut out all outlets. That mightn't seem sexy at the time, but it results in a goal back Sydney's way. This is fantastic from Jack. This is what the payout, sorry, before we go to the next one. So it's not sexy, but if you cut that out, look what happens here. Every player is having to roll up. They're all caught off their direct opponent, and good sides can just pick you apart. This is the one I'm talking about from Jack Buckley. Look at that, spoil. Now, it mightn't be the most attractive play, but it keeps the ball in their half. This play ends up playing out. About 30 seconds later, they kick a goal in their forward line just because of that effort.
Tall forwards sometimes don't win finals for you, particularly grand final day, but I'm really intrigued by this. So I love these two. These two I just trust every time they go out there. So how do Hipwood and Danaher perform against Taylor and Buckley? That might decide the game. And then what does Andrews do? Does he, with no Jackson Payne, I don't think he plays, does he go to Hogan, or do they trust Dara Joyce to do it and he tries to zone off on Cadman? What do you think?
It's a great question, Lloydie. Can they sneak the first quarter out with him on him and Dara Joyce? But as soon as Hogan takes 2 contested marks, it's going back the other way, because if he frees up, he's one of the most dangerous defenders in the game.
All right, Toby Bedford is back. Surely they can't let Dane Zorko run around and do what he's doing, because he's in unbelievable form.
Well, he said that for Carlton. We thought Chincotta was going to go to Dane Zorko, and he had 19 touches in the first half and the game was over. So they'll be weighing up whether you go to Zorko and you try and quell his influence, or does he go to Lachie Neale? Probably Bedford could go here to Zorko, or do you trust that Daniels, Green and Darcy Jones can probably attack off him? So that's the decision for the Giants coaching staff. Personally, I'd go Bedford, start right there on Dane Zorko.
I still think your Giants could be there on grand final day, Jimmy. So I'm tipping the Giants in this one.
I think I might tip the Giants. Yeah.